Hello, hello. There we go.
Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, hey, there's my screen. Hopefully nothing bad pops up. That'd be weird. Let's unplug that first. Oh boy, is right. So, hey guys, I'm Josh. Welcome to the EIR Academy. Chris, we snapped some pictures of all of us as well. All right. So, welcome to the EIR Academy. This is the Entrepreneur in Residence. Are we live on YouTube? Cool. Hey, you guys are being recorded, so whatever you don't want shared on YouTube, don't talk about it because the microphones are right above your head. I unplugged my iPad because uh, I am involved in podcasting and media, and we're going to be talking about content creation today. So I run 3 shows, mostly about investing or commercial real estate. But I also uh, have a show called Uncensored Advice for Men. And in that show, we've talked about a lot of different types of topics from pastors to porn stars and kind of everything there. That's why I unplugged my thing, just in case one of my dudes don't send anything. It's going to be here recorded live. Okay, so with that, my name's Josh, and we put together the EIR Academy as an effort to educate and to have kind of like, let's learn, but let's do it together. Last month, we brought in Eddie Wilson, who sold over $1 billion worth of his own businesses, and now he's an investor, and he's just a really cool guy. He sat here in the room, answered questions, and actually, someone from the audience had a business that he goes, I'd invest in that. So they're in conversations now. So the power of the EIR Academy is people coming together to learn, but do it with other entrepreneurs just like us, struggling with the same things we're struggling with, but learning and accelerating, our learning curve, right? So let me just give some thanks to some people in the room who have helped put this together. Tyler with the Ocala CP has been there since day one, working with me, kind of organizing all my crazy thoughts into this program, what you see today. So special thanks to Tyler. Special thanks to the Ocala CP for caring about and investing in local entrepreneurs. It's super amazing. Chris Marshall, tech guy right here, who's actually going to be one of the panelists today, who's going to share some of the things that he uses AI for, but he has his own software company. Let him share you a little bit about that.
Sure. So I'm the founder of ARI. It's a start to finish real estate investment platform. We help owner operators, the actual real estate investors, do the flips or rental properties. We act as their operational brain. We do everything from data management to bookkeeping, stuff like that.
Super cool. So the format of today is we have different panelists who are going to come in and present how they leverage AI for content creation. I'm going to share a little bit, and I'm going to be sprinkling in some things along the way. But just real quick, I'm going to go first, and then we're going to have Blake talk. I've been in the world of podcasting and content creation for a really long time. I have performed about 1,500 podcast interviews across the years of doing this. I built maybe 15 brands. I sold one. I've closed down a lot more than I've actually sold. I wish I would have sold them all. But I've been doing it for a long time. And when I first got started in content creation, I had to go capture the content, setting up video and the microphones and trying to get everything right. And then I did all this work to get the interview captured. And then the craft work happened where you had to actually do the post-production stuff, make sure the audio is good. You had to do the show notes. You had to put together all the people's information. And that post-production work kills a lot of content creators like me because I like to focus on the creation of the thing and I like to focus on the relationships. But then I would spend, 20 hours on the back end doing all this work. And what happened is I lost a lot of the joy of content creation. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to share with you some of the things that I use AI for, and I'm going to show you a few different tools. So kind of just let you know how I do it and how now I'm able to do 2 to 3 interviews per day, cranking out content at a mass scale. So I'll show you guys how I do it. But first, let's have some fun, and then we'll bring on our first. Hey, Daniel, welcome. All right. So we took some pictures as you guys walked in. This is This is with an app, and I'll click it right here. It's AI Arta. It's on. It's gonna be popping up, Chris. It is on. I have it on my iPhone, and I also have it on my iPad. Did it work? Stand by. Technical difficulties. All right. Okay, stand by. One more second. Okay. Huh? Nothing?
Nada.
All right, cool. Let's try this. One more shot. Should have just left it in.
Oh, it was there.
Was there?
Now it's gone.
First thing you try the back of the pump, Chris. Whenever you did that first thing, show him.
Yeah.
When you started, you did something. That was show him for a second.
Close your iPad and start up again.
Might be the convulsion.
So let's yeah, we're gonna go next. All right, so Blake's gonna go through, but what we'll do is I'm gonna start working while they're presenting and sharing the ways they do it. I'm gonna start working on the photos that we just took. So on some of you guys, if you haven't had your picture taken towards the end, I'll take some pictures. But what we'll do is I'll come in and I'll show you guys.
No.
While you guys are listening to them speak, I'll share some of the videos and or the pictures that I created just then. All right, so we'll get Blake set up. Sorry about the technical difficulty. I'll see if maybe I can put it on my computer instead.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Alpha. Somebody give me a plate.
Great.
I'm just gonna talk to you guys from this side. Hey guys, I am Blake Spires, and what I want to show you. Well, first, let me start off by saying none of us today are going to teach you guys about what AI is, because that's over everyone's head. I don't think one single presentation, I don't think 10 presentations. It's just like cryptocurrency and blockchain. I don't think any one meeting is going to get it done, right? Let's just be honest. So what we're here to do today is teach you some basics, some quick-witted, helpful action points for you guys to get up and running with some AI type tools, okay? So the one that I'm going to bring you today is called Read.ai. Has anyone ever heard of that? Does anyone know what that is? I see one in the back, and I taught him what it is earlier. So actually, Nathan's in the back, and I taught him maybe a month ago, and now he uses it basically every day. And it is streamlining his processes for communicating to clients more efficiently. I'm about to show you what I'm talking about. You probably already read a little bit about this. It's a meeting report. So what you do if you conduct any business online, open up a Zoom session or a Skype session, Microsoft Teams, what you'll do is use Read AI, add it as an app in that video conferencing tool. For example, I use Zoom. So I click up here, start a meeting with video, and talk to my
my customer, the person I'm speaking with. And Read AI will act as a third participant in that party of two people. And what it's doing, it's recording everything from the video to the audio and analyzing all that information, digesting it, and then pumping out tons and tons of analytics of everything we said, how we said it, when I paused, if I stuttered, things like that. It's pretty interesting. So everything I'm talking about here, a summary, it's going to give you a summary of the 90-minute, 60-minute, 2-hour call, whatever you guys had. So you can kind of start to think about how useful this tool can be. A 2-hour talk, you guys talk about 20, 30, 40 different bullet points. It's all going to be right here. So at the end of the meeting, a meeting report is generated and emailed to both parties. You can turn that off if you want and have it just sent to you. But this can be emailed to both parties. Talk about the summary. You can pull transcripts. I'm going to play with it over here so you guys can see more. Yeah, look how detailed this is. So Blake and Bonnie, which is my customer, was what we discussed, right? Action items is one of my favorite areas because I'm not going to remember everything we talked about. But basically, hey, Bonnie is going to make that call. Blake will send a list of issues to the development team. Now I have a plan of action coming right out of the meeting that I didn't have to write notes for. Now I have full attention to my customer instead of having to, hey, hold on 1 minute, let me write that down. Key questions. Here's the full transcript. Who was talking, at what minute they were talking throughout the entire discussion. The deep dive tab really starts to break down the percentage that I talked versus the percentage of the other person talked. Okay. So I've just kind of scratched the surface on the amount of capabilities that this tool can kind of analyze and then grab the data. But it can also teach you and help you be a better presenter. Because I think I can probably improve on my presentation skills. Maybe I don't smile enough, or maybe my tone is too monotone. And guess what? It detects that. It detects almost basically emotions. This is where the AI comes in. This is where the typical transcriptable notes taker and AI is one step above, okay? Because the typical robot listener can't extract this type of information. The engagement, the tone, even bias and charisma, things like that. This is very interesting. It's going to help me understand, was my tone too high? Did I sound unsure? Or was my tone nice and calm and cool and collected? This is helping me day in, day out. Because I have Zoom calls every day with disgruntled customers that say, this button is not working. I can't go on my route and conduct my service today. So then I have to calm them down, and I can see how good or bad I was at doing that, right? And I don't even use all these things. I don't even use every single feature here. But it's so nice to have the capabilities. You can run through from a second-by-second basis, and it's going to constantly evaluate and grade the sentiment. It looks like I saw something earlier. Yeah, the sentiment was poor. So maybe we were talking about a sensitive situation, or maybe I just woke up, or it was the end of the day, something like that. So all these factors can come into play. Look, it was actually 4:30 to 5:30, so maybe I was getting tired at the end of my day. Last thing, coaching. This is another thing that can help you. It's helped me. Words per minute. I think they say a very average pace when you're speaking is about 140 words per minute. So it looks like here was 94. So yeah, it's saying I'm slow. But filler words. Like, you know what I kind of sort of, you know what I'm getting at there?
No.
Those will all be recorded as filler words. So if you have a high percentage of filler words, guess what you need to work on?
How about the inclusion tab? What does that say?
Where are we looking?
Clarity.
Up.
Right. Oh, so it actually checks.
I haven't looked into this, but I think I scraped upon it. So
Maybe like it says
non-inclusive
how many
terms.
Yeah, but you
interruptions.
didn't use any, good for you.
Well,
Non-inclusive and interruptions.
well, I'd be around that topic at all.
No, which is good though.
That's good.
Let me back
I'm
up a
not
little
using it
bit.
in the language at all.
Exactly.
What I do in my meetings, I work for a company called Gravatory. It's a CRM. It's a customer relationship management tool. It's where I manage my customer base and the notifications, the communications to each one of my customers, as well as a whole bunch of other people in my industry. Everybody uses this tool to manage a customer base. So when there's problems, when there's bugs, when there's questions, I'm taking these Zoom calls and I'm fielding all that and prioritizing them, getting them fixed, putting them in the backlog to be taken care of later, those kind of things. So that is my application for Read AI. I'm using it to provide customer support, I should say. I just think that's very cool.
I have a question to ask. Should I ask a question at the end?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I saw a couple hands raised. I think it's important to answer some questions. So what you got?
As far as you know, if I were to do like an overview for somebody and I say my recommendations are, does it actually pick that up and maybe bullet point it?
You can actually call out and say, so would you say an action item from this meeting is, and you better believe it, track that during your action item. It absolutely will. Because it's already looking for that type of information. When my phone's over here and I say, hey Siri, yeah, it is. That's what it's doing. It's looking for those types of keywords here in front and then in the back.
Is it comparable with other apps, for example, StreamYard, or is only Zoom and Teams?
StreamYard?
Yeah.
I've heard of Vidyard. I haven't heard of StreamYard.
And that's like a
Is that a podcast?
it's like a streaming platform. I use it to connect to my social media and stream at the same time in different platforms.
I have heard of that. Actually, that's an awesome platform. This is very integratable with a lot of different programs. I would look to see if there's an integration there. Likely.
I'm gonna try
I
it.
would look. And let me repeat what I said at the beginning. Read.ai is not the only one out there. This is the one that's helped me the most. There's a couple other. There's Otter.ai. What was that? Fireflies. So look into this one.
Okay.
See if it's got everything you need. Figure out what you want out of a meeting notes taker AI, and then Google it if it's not, or ChatGPT it, which Chris is going to show you now in the back.
Is there a way to use it with your phone calls, or is there not like a smartphone application that would?
If you have Zoom on your phone, yeah, it will do
It
audio
would
or
just do any phone call.
No, that's a FCC situation there.
Yeah.
Federal Communications Commission, something like that. That's probably, you're probably flirting with some regulation issues there.
Yep. You cannot record a phone call unless both people are in agreement, and even then, it has
Is
to
it both or just one?
depends on the state. Depends on the state.
So let me actually, since we're mirroring, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you start a Zoom.
Every state is different. Some it's
Good lights.
Stop that video real quick. I don't know if the volume's up, but shortly it's going to say this meeting is being recorded.
Sorry.
All right, Daniel. So you might have heard it. It said this meeting is in progress, or this meeting is being recorded, and it's going to say it here, as well as you're going to have to acknowledge what's taking place. So that kind of talks to what you're saying, Judith. I saw a hand pop up somewhere. Is that you, sir?
It's good mullet.
Quick, got it. You agreed to it.
But got it. So look at it. There's two participants, myself and the AI notes taker. So then if you end it, I'm going to get an email in probably 1 to 2 minutes.
So is that just running as an extension on your browser, so it comes with Zoom, or?
It's actually an app. You just add it to Zoom. You just look under apps. Go under settings under Zoom. Go under apps. Connect it. was that. I haven't shown you that process, but yeah. Paul?
So the question for you, Blake, is obviously going back to the sensitivity. Before you, or whatever you're scheduling that Zoom, on the telephone you're talking, you're coordinating and setting the date and time. Do you let them know then that this would be recorded so that if your recipient had any reservations about, I don't want this recorded, or do you encourage them to show the value to what they're going to receive from it?
How do I do it? Or
How do you do it? How do you do it?
I let it surprise them, and they say, "What is that?" And I say, "That's just the meeting notes taker, and if you don't want to be recorded, I'll disconnect it, no problem. It helps me track what we're talking about, so I can better help you." I don't think it's a big deal to forewarn them. It's really a pretty simple thing.
Okay.
If they want to X out, just
So I've used voice recorders in most of my sales meetings for the last 10, 15 years. And generally pull it out, say, do you mind if I record this? I don't pay really good attention. I'd rather look right at you and not have to take notes and everything else. So generally that's the same conversation. Most people would say no right away. And then you're like, oh, okay, well, I don't want to miss anything. This allows me to come back later, hear exactly what you said, how you said it, what you meant, right? And that was a skill that took years to learn. You have to learn nothing. Sign up, turn it on, and it's going to kick out a report.
you get 5 free reports a month, or the next plan up is $15 a month. I'll get to you just a second, Daniel. Let me show you the value of before and after. So a few years ago, I used to work at a marketing agency, and we always had the intern or the lowest person, the newest person in the business, in the company, on our team go in with their laptop, and they would take the call notes. They would title it call notes. It would have my company's letterhead on it. And they would be in charge of filling out everything that was talked about, and then they would have the deliverables at the very bottom. That is a very, very, very dumbed down version of all of this. So that person, their value was now taken into taking call notes. So that's how we used to do it. Now that person can learn quicker, being more immersed and involved into that meeting, into that process. So immense value in using this instead of using that person to just be a note taker.
I just wanted to include, most of the time when you're Zooming with somebody, you see when it's being recorded. It's not a mystery to anyone. So if someone had a reservation about being recorded, they would say it right there, oh, I didn't know you were going to record this. You just hit stop. Most people already go into it knowing that if I'm going to do a Zoom call with you, it's totally fine. We can record the call, no problem. This, if you let them know, hey, I have this added feature that I do, and you sent that to them, I would be like,
yeah, they would love it.
So thankful.
Right.
Because if I don't write it down, I forget immediately. So this is not just being able to go back and watch it. I love that you can go back and really analyze the entire process.
Yeah.
Do you think this would pick up in a room if 2 people were talking and you had the Zoom open and like right now, you and I talking in the same room, would it pick it up?
Well, you have to be a part of the meeting so it can gauge and track your name, that person,
Right.
That window is populated, so that window is speaking, is protruding volume.
Okay.
Sound.
Yeah, so it needs that extra person on the Zoom call.
Yeah, that person needs to be integrated into the Zoom call.
We got the answer for that because that's what I do for in-person meetings.
Okay.
It picks up, but it shows it only as you speaking. So the app itself is only tracking the users and the voice coming out of each user. And even whenever you have a delay, if that delay is like 5 seconds before it shows the other user actually speaking, it still has you as speaking, it'll actually transcribe their voice into your own name.
Okay.
Under the actual transcript. So it's not perfect,
But you can see the difference. Like I could maybe.
it'll transcribe and do action items, but
Okay.
Yeah, usually you have to identify the partners, and who talks first, who talks second, who talks third. After that, it's got it.
Oh, nice.
It just needs to find you. Yeah, I mean, I used one called Rev for years on calls. Transcriber is not as smart as this. Same deal. You upload the recording to them. You tell them who talks first. It took about 15 to 20 minutes, and it was basically $1 a minute
Okay.
to get the transcription done.
I think there's
you
one.
know, but now they're so much faster, better, way more integrated. Tells you if you have charisma or not. I mean, there's so many.
Then you're like, stop insulting me.
I think I recently discovered there's one built into Zoom that's like Zoom's own
Yep.
AI. So I don't know if it's free. I haven't looked into it. Consider it. Don't take my word for this is the best one or the only one. Like I said, go do the own research. Ask ChatGPT, which is what you're about to see. Is there any more questions? Otherwise, I'm going to pass it over to Josh. We've got two more, Paul, and then
I'm just gonna, so when you're on Zoom, let's say you got like two of you on there, so you each have your own little block there. Does the read have its own other block also? Is it showing?
Yeah, so it'll be the third participant. I think it'll show up as a block as well. Yeah, you can kind of minimize it.
Would you suggest the free version or upgrading?
If 5 free reports a month is good enough for you, I do a Zoom a day, sometimes 2, sometimes 0. So 5 a month for me is not adequate, but 5 for you may be up to you. I would test it out first. I would get the feel for it, see how you like it, you know, and then go to the next AI and then use up their free trial version. But I think the most important takeaway from this meeting is finding the right, if you're online and doing Zoom sessions, is finding the AI that's going to take the notes for you so you don't forget anymore, right? Yes, sir.
What about using this as a presentation prep?
Yeah, I
Use
thought
a
of
call
it.
with yourself,
It's helping.
just run it through your presentation and let it kick
Yeah.
back everything that's wrong with it.
You have zero affect.
5 times. If it tells you you're not coming across right, if you run
The filler words,
Filler
pauses, the words per minute.
use this for
I
that.
don't like that the sentence was formed. I need to have a better flow of my voice, maybe, you know?
Did I just make up all new ads? Really? Okay, cool.
And it's kind of tough to watch your it's kind of tough to watch your own stuff and then critique yourself. But if you have an AI helping you critique yourself, take some of that embarrassment load off.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, and
put
it
it on
keeps
the
your
AI.
friends from breaking a relationship because they gave you the truth.
Instead of me asking Judith, hey, can you go critique me? She may be hesitant to say,
Like,
well, you
all
looked
right,
really dumb when you were looking down and you were talking to the crowd, you know. So
So, so this is, you know, what we're doing is we're learning a little bit about different tools, but how you can implement this into your own business, right? Like, this was a really good idea. Imagine, I use something similar for my podcast interviews, which hey, keep your phone to the So, I just get to jab in because he's always the one up front saying there's always going to be someone in the room who's going to solve. Yeah, so I do a lot of my podcast interviews using Zoom. So imagine after the call, those are my show notes. That becomes part of the blog content. It trains me as the podcast host, like, oh crap, I talk 80% of the time.
what is your transcript? Yeah.
This transcripts, the call to action, if someone's like talking, because I'm in commercial real estate, and they go, yeah, I would like to buy this type of building, then I can come back to my notes and go, oh wait, this guy would like to buy something, or this guy would like to buy something. So as a content creator, that just did all the back end work that I said I used to hate doing.
Is there a way to adapt this for sales analysis? Because you could use it on prep sales calls or sales calls to analyze how much you're doing the talking. When did you miss somebody talking about something? Things like that. Like that would be so helpful for new salespeople.
I would think.
Absolutely. You and me can get on the call and we can test each other. Or you can, I think there's bots out there nowadays that will go and talk back to you or something.
Yes.
I'm
My
going
kids,
to do
my
that.
kids talk to them all the time. Do they get mouthy?
Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah,
do.
that's training platforms
I used to
that
text them with them.
are working with bots.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's call rejection training that uses bots,
Yeah.
calls, where they're teaching new salespeople on phones, et cetera, to call into these bots. These bots are designed to be really tough on you.
So Josh in the
Each
beginning,
month.
yeah.
I
So
don't
Josh
think
in the
there's
beginning
just
said this
one.
is AI about
Yeah,
content creation.
Mhm.
I kind of label this as content digestion.
Mhm.
Digest that.
Nice.
So
Hashtag.
it's digesting the content,
Hashtag
analyzing it, and
content.
pumping out data analytics, which I've the last year or so extremely valued because the the opportunity to use data to your advantage is just nearly unlimited. So, thank you guys.
So before you jump off, let's see if we can try one more time to connect. All right, let's plug this in. One more here. I've got another dongle. Dongles on dongles. Let's see if that works. Over here. Please work. That would be cool. And if not, we'll go to the next person. It's thinking. Thinking. All right. Anything. All right. So check this out. Before, I'll show you guys some before and
It stopped.
AI enhanced.
Go slow.
oh come on.
Go slow.
Did not work.
It may be buffering.
It started at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's working.
And after.
I have a new bee slasher in the room.
All right, so check this out. Right, so we just took these pictures, and while we were talking, I'm using a platform or a program in my phone called EIR. I think it's like $40. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. But what I used it for, and if we pull up my LinkedIn later on, I put some of my own pictures in there, and I created pictures of me as a pirate. So you might see a flyer. I created these guys or he created his own, but we created a king. I was all these different characters, and you say, how does that apply to LinkedIn? When I put that out and I said, hey, I was just joking around. I was like, which headshot do you think I should use? I got like 1,500 engagements from it. So, and then when they look at my profile, it says real estate content creator, right? So it's like getting in front of people with these kind of things are pretty cool. So let's look at another one.
Nice.
There's Paul, Angel Paul.
Oh man.
Right?
Oh, Training 2.0.
So we get to go backwards in time.
Sweet.
Right? Superheroes,
That's you? Yes.
right? Cartoon.
Wow, that's super cool.
Oh, I'm adorable.
Oh,
Right? And this is something that I just did on the fly. So you could go into apps like this and you could adjust the image weight to make it look more like you. Because some of it is like, that really doesn't look like me.
How is it called again?
AI Arta.
So
Is that
ARTA.
Yeah, AI space ARTA. There's Carl. Here's a new friend. Carl's friend that came in. Check that out. And the guy in the blue shirt looks awesome. No, wait. No, yeah, I think that was you. Yeah.
that's you.
There's Nathan.
Nice.
1910s blue shirt, right? Back in the day, old picture.
Kendra.
Wow.
Right?
That one you could totally use.
We tatted you up. We gave you some tattoos.
Got a grill.
Right? We turned you into a
Kendall!
Barbie doll.
He's already had.
So this is just stuff that we just did on the fly like that, leveraging AI. So these are just fun things that we can do. And if you didn't get an opportunity, I'm more happy to take a picture of you afterwards and send you your actual pictures. So grab me after if you want your pictures. But let's have Daniel Gray come on up and talk to us about how he leverages AI.
Thank you.
There we go. That was really good. Another round of applause for Blake. How many people hate the sound of their own voice? I'm being real. For real. Right? And I say it like that because not everybody wants to be the face of their company. Not everybody wants their voice out to the nation or the world. So we found some AIs that will do that for you. And they actually sound pretty good. So I'm gonna show you a couple different websites to go to. We're going to start with ChatGPT because it, for all intents and purposes, it is the basis for so much creation right now. Chat 4.0 is out. I do subscribe to their upper tier part of that, their paid version, because I found so much value in it. I don't get paid to tell you any of these things today, so don't write your congressman. I'm just joking. Yeah, very good. So content creation. In chat, we can train your AI to know your business or your brand. Okay. AI doesn't know from 2021 forward yet. It will. It's coming. But they don't know pixelum.com. They don't know that yet. So I had to train, and I'll show you that in a second. I had to train chat what Pixelum is, what its intentions are, what its goals are, and then it wrote me a business plan and social media posts and all types of fun stuff. So I want to train my AI. Also, and if you have your computers, please go to chat.openai.com. Okay. And I'll go there with you. I've got it pulled up already. So here's chat. As a matter of fact, when I was writing this, I actually used today's presentation format. Chat told me how I was going to do that. So all you have to do is type in the prompt that you want, what you're desiring. So with Pixelum, I said, do you know the website pixelum.com? Chat told me that they don't know anything past 21, blah, blah, blah. I said, Pixelum is a search directory for consumers to find a local vendor. Okay. It gave me a response that says, thank you for sharing that information. It sounds like pixelum.com is a useful resource for individuals looking for local vendors. Although I don't have specific information on Pixelum, my last update, blah, blah, blah. Search directories, also known as online directories or business directories, typically allow users to enter specific information. It knows what an online business directory is. It knows the basis. I just had to teach it a little more about what Pixelum is capable of. I said Pixelum is quick and easy to navigate. It gives me a response. That's great to hear. It's literally having a conversation with me. I could ask it how its day is going. It's going to tell me how its day is going. I then said, it wasn't impatience, but I knew that I'm just scratching the surface. I said, let's see what it can do. I said, write a 30-second monologue about pixelum.com being the world's most revolutionary online business directory ever created. And it did that. Okay. And it says, in a world awash, I don't know what awash means, so I changed that word. Okay. In a world, I'm probably awash with information. Pixelum.com stands as a beacon of innovation. It's not just an online directory. It's the most revolutionary one ever created. Imagine a place where you can effortlessly connect with local vendors, transcending the barriers of traditional searches. This is making me sound like a rock star. Now, I created Pixelum, and I think it's a rock star. The world doesn't know yet, but they will. So I had it write that because even though I'm a writer, even though I'm creative, I don't have time for that. Like I have so many other plates spinning. Anybody have multiple plates spinning? You feel like you don't have enough time to do all this creation stuff. So I found this website called Synthesis AI Studio. There is a free version. I would definitely suggest the free version to start out for all of these programs that we show you because you need to try it out. You need to dip your toe in. Don't just waste $30 and $40 every time you turn around because technology is changing like very, very fast rate, especially right now. Now, if this audio works on here, which I'm praying when I click play, it does. I copy pasted that information. It allows you a maximum of no more than 200 characters continuously. So it put in these little pink 1-second pauses as if it could speak for real. Now I chose Norman because his voice sounds very commanding, but at the same time, very modern. You're gonna notice the tone in his voice. And if I changed it to a British woman or it could be a small child from Australia, whatever you want to change that to, there's many voices to choose from.
Welcome to Pixelum.
Sorry, I gotta put my cursor.
In a world full of fast-paced information, Pixelum.com stands as a beacon of innovation. It's not just any online directory. It's the most revolutionary one ever crafted. Imagine a place where you can effortlessly connect with local businesses, transcending the barriers of traditional searches. Each click, each scroll is a testament to its intuitive design. In the vast expanse of the digital age, Pixelum has redefined how we discover businesses. It's not just about finding a business. It's about experiencing a journey, a story of connections, and the future of online directories. Welcome to Pixelum.
Okay. I can't do it that good.
Nope.
Okay. Because I could hire a voice actor, costs money. I could get somebody to write the script if I'm not talented at writing scripts, costs money. Or I could spend 10 minutes in chat and I can spend 5 minutes in synthesis and immediately have a 30-second commercial that I can now impose over stock video, over created video, over AI video, or video from a local someone that you work with that is doing some good footage around your office or around your particular profession. So I took synthesis, and if we go back to our presentation here, I took synthesis and found how I could use it. I can use this for any business that I have. I could create content for any company that I come into contact with. Chat has the ability to create scripts, to create posts. It can write you, I'm an auctioneer. It can write me an auctioneer rap in the style of Eminem. No joke. Okay. It can do the fun stuff, or it can think alongside you. I think a lot of people right now are using AI to do task-oriented stuff. I think that is the lowest level of AI. I think that as we let AI think alongside of us, we can run our ideas past it. We can literally say, I was thinking, especially if you're training your AI to know your brand better, and you're training it when it gets something wrong about your brand, it can say, we're worldwide. Well, maybe we're not worldwide. You can type in, I'm not worldwide, and it'll say, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll keep it to nationwide. Done. Okay. So create prompts, create tables for multi-piece content. I'll show you a very small example of that here shortly. And just ask about anything. If you have a question. Now, it's going to say, there's disclaimers that, not everything's true, but what do you search when you have a question?
Google.
Thank you. The G word. Google. You research that and trust everything that it tells you.
No.
Why wouldn't you trust it? Well, most people do. You're the anomaly.
That's true. That's normal.
When I want to know how to do something, what do I search? YouTube. They got us so trained. It's so good. Okay, but as we move forward, we're going to learn how to use these AIs to our advantage, how to make them propel and make our day a little bit easier. So with synthesis, we're going to use AI for audio, ads, and videos. When you want to utilize other voices to increase your brand's footprint, I suggest using programs just like this. If you want to, it would really suck to have to hire 10 different voice actors to give you 10 different commercials, because that costs money. I can just change the script a little, or I can add a new script or change the voice through synthesis. Using AI for unique concepts and help visualize your ideas. Now that is when things start getting really fun. So if we go to Midjourney, well, we go back to chat, because I'm going to give you, I don't want to get into sex, politics, or religion, but I'm utilizing chat in different ways to be able to bring some new stuff to light. Okay. Let's see. Here's social media management. Gives me the most trending hashtags for my particular industry. You can talk about building an influential circle and how that's done. And
These are all topics, by the way, for videos. What the things that you would ask somebody, how do you build a good circle of influence? Okay.
What was the question you asked it for that?
The question I asked it for that?
Yeah.
Write 20 questions about people constructing a great circle of influence. And then
What was the next part? Yeah.
write 20 inspirational 6-word quotes, because I knew I wanted to make videos that were about 10 seconds long, and I wanted to do them in 2 parts. So I asked it specifically 6 words. Okay. Now,
Not exactly poetic, but it's
oh no,
good. Better.
poetic is way better, because once I asked it these quotes, I said, create me 30 sets of facts in the same style as the below examples, and format them in a table where one column is the topic, one column is part 1, and one column is part 2. Do not repeat any facts. These should be psychology facts, crush facts, male facts, girl facts, relationship facts, and more. They'll be formatted as a topic or type of fact, part 1, and then part 2. Keep the facts engaging, polarizing, over the top, and relatable to everyone or people in particular situations. The reading grade, you wouldn't even think like this. The reading grade should be under grade 7, ideally. Here are a few examples. I gave it the topic. I said, deep fact. Part 1, nobody apologizes for how they treated me. Part 2, they just blame me for how I reacted. You see these inspirational quotes all over the place. Well, when it puts it into that chart right there, topic part 1 and part 2, it wrote me 30 of those. I now have content for 30 YouTube shorts, 30 Instagram reels, 30 Facebook reels. Let's take this over to Canva. Okay.
Brain flying with what you can do for your Instagram reels, your YouTube shorts, your flyers for your job. Create facts for car washing business. What are the top main motivations for things, right? So the content you can pull from this and put into a format like this is just ridiculous.
There's no way that I can literally walk you through every step of this, but I want to show you. I know it looks a little crazy, but where you see the word relationship, I added a bar that says topic. The stuff that you see overlaid there, that is part 1 and part 2. I then imported in a bulk create to Canva. I imported. There's YouTube videos that'll walk you through. That's why I'm not going to try to explain that when you don't have, everybody doesn't have a laptop in front of you. I attach the content from chat and I import that into Canva. And it already knows topic, part 1 and part 2. I then tell it that where it's black, where it says relationship, that is topic. I attach content to topic. I attach part 1 to part 1 and part 2 to part 2. And then in the bottom here, I say go. And it creates me 30 videos. I've added the background, the movement, everything.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
There's many people trying to monetize their YouTube channels. Shorts is the fastest way to do that because attention spans are around 10.6, 10.8 seconds. These videos I've made 9 seconds long to guarantee that I get 100% of your mind. Okay. So then what you notice, do you hear any music?
No.
Oh, me neither. Cool. Okay. At least it's not just in my head. Now, we go to our YouTube channel. And we go to our shorts. And we realize right? Take the trending music, attach it to your video, and you'll upload these individually from your phone. You don't have to do that from the computer. The computer can generate it, shoot those files over to the phone. If you look at my phone right now, there's about 1,000 videos that are already pre-generated, ready to go. And every day I upload, but I schedule them out because YouTube allows me to schedule those. Prime time for Ocala, by the way, on Facebook, Instagram, 7 p.m. Okay, absolute prime time. Everybody's at the house. Most people have finished dinner. They're on their phones. They're on their tablets. They're on their TVs. They're searching YouTube, most of them. So that's how we find that. I'll share in whatever like post that we put out afterwards. I'll share the link to the YouTube video that taught me that process, so that if you want to create this a lot more detailed for your brand, don't get me wrong. I created it. I don't give a crap about male facts or psychology facts and all the things. I just wanted to try it and I did it. And if it can teach me in about 5 to 6 minutes how to do this, it can teach you the same exact way. Okay. So back to our presentation. Midjourney is my favorite app to use right now. So that was synthesis. We looked into Canva just for a second, but Midjourney is where it is at. Okay. Midjourney is a Discord server. How many people have Discord? I suggest downloading Discord. Okay. It is definitely going to be something you need to learn. You don't have to master Discord. You just need to know what's available to you. Midjourney is a place that I can take the prompts that ChatGPT taught, and we'll do one of those right now. Let's go to our chat. Let's do it live. Why not? Let's do a new chat. Tell me an image, something that's in your head, something that you want to create or see.
Yoda riding a boogie board.
Yes.
You already had it.
Riding a boogie board. What else?
On lava.
On lava.
Dressed as a cowboy.
Dressed as a cowboy.
Just hit it.
No.
It's not baby.
Write a prompt
There you go.
for Midjourney that includes camera angle, lighting, high resolution,
Let's do it.
and in the style of a cartoon of Yoda riding that.
It's Mustafar. That's awesome.
That's crafted by the
That's a lava planet in Star Wars.
This is like
That's where Vader's from.
so speaking on video.
So position in action, Yoda is on the boogie board riding the flowing lava with grace and ease, one hand out for balance and the other holding on to his cowboy hat. Like it knows all these things, right? What do you see?
Yeehaw, the force is strong with this, right?
Now, write this in a single paragraph, no more than 50 words.
It's like,
Because in my opinion, that's too much. It's too much. If I put that in Midjourney, it gives me a good story, but in Midjourney, it just wants to know what do you want to see, and then it's going to imagine. There we go. Correct. Can y'all read that?
Yeah.
Craft a high resolution.
Cartoon style illustration of Yoda dressed up as a cowboy riding a boogie board on Mustafar's lava rivers. Capture him from a low angle with lava's fiery glow illuminating him. Include elements like splashes, astonished creatures, and Vader's castle silhouette. Caption: Yeehaw, the force is strong with this one.
Okay.
the added
So
details are
the
cool.
only thing that I'm gonna take out.
So it took the only lava planet in the entire Star Wars universe, and it also knew that Vader's castle was there.
Yeah.
He didn't tell him that.
You're like, you're a
It
nerd,
found
by
that.
the way.
It found that by reading all this.
Yeah.
Searching the internet.
Nobody else knew that.
I knew it because I knew it, but that's that's what I'm saying. You don't have to give it everything.
You could have just wrote
Yoda.
Yoda lava surfboard, and it would have came up with something, right? I just like to be detailed. I want it to be what I want it to be with a little bit of its own special sauce.
Is the Discord its own like app we have to download, or what?
It is.
Discord is a Teams communication platform that allows community managers to do interesting things like this.
Oh,
and create
it started as a
software.
gaming chat. It's still a gaming
Yeah,
chat.
but
We just don't
it's
roll it working out.
That's how I just use it,
That paragraph
EIS,
and then
CORD,
put it in the
it's on all the time, GIS.
Oh,
That's how I
create the
talk
picture.
without us looking at their text messages.
You see,
This is how teenagers use
I don't know why this is not.
All right, so while
That's how
this
it's
is
way we're
loading
doing
up,
video.
super high tech,
We're switching it on to
uh,
that in order to do chats.
please
So
fill
that
out
speakers
your
can
name and
check
your email address. I'm not going to spam you, but I'll just keep you updated when we have
Also
the
allows
next one.
translations.
Or if you have
English,
questions
so
that you'd like to chat with me about, my name's the first one on here. All right.
You don't have an AI to do that.
Yeah, man.
Take a picture of the room, send everybody's social and email addresses.
Please find phone numbers, home addresses, da, 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 yeah.
The Discord server
I
is
had
right.
one of my friends that was trying to
So,
send a thing
for some reason,
from,
Discord
uh,
is
send
trying to
cards.
update itself, so I'm not gonna waste your time with that. I just want to show you, because I do have some Yoda content, because I came up with this idea. I have a, I forgot the name of my Instagram channel. It's about Star Wars. Oh, Art of the Gray. I had an idea because I've always been creative and I wanted to use AI art.
Sorry about that. I wanted to create AI art, so I created an Instagram called Art of the Gray. Then I was able to take these images, and I said, I love Star Wars. Who loves Star Wars? Right? Okay, good. I'm in the right room with the right people. So with Star Wars, I said, I just want to see him ride bicycles. So I literally started making Yoda on a bicycle, Chewie on a bicycle, Han Solo, Princess Leia, you name it. So what I came up with, I create every day, by the way. Like this, it's always there's Yoda on a bike. There's Yoda on a scooter. Here's every different type of stormtrooper, Boba. I started with Vader. This was my very first image. Okay, right? I created my brand. I have a lake. This was the very first thing I ever created on Discord, by the way. I literally put, what does the end of the world look like? Weird, right? You've all asked that question. So I threw it in there. I asked. And then I said, this is why Mad Max and Halloween is going to be so fun, Fabian. It's because I wrote, give me Mad Max style. Okay. Right there. Boom. It did it. Then I said, create a samurai with red being the influential color. Boom. Done. These ones with the roses, I was able to type in a prompt and create an album cover for a friend's music album. He used these roses. It's a 100% authentic. No one else has this image this way, right?
This is how you created some NFTs.
That's a whole deeper process. But I have a full NFT collection as well. That takes a little bit more than type in the prompt. So Leia, there you go. There's some Hans. I created, Steve with My Doggy Tags, right? That's that dog right there. I created on AI. That's what he uses in his advertising. Okay. That's the one we threw it into Photoshop, added the little My Doggy Tag to him. Okay. Then I wanted to see, I love F1. So I said, what does Yoda look like, if he was driving an F1 car? And then how about Vader if he was the F1 car, right? Boom. Get into some Lamborghinis, some Lamborghini golf carts for JB.
Yeah.
I did create the first full Lamborghini truck right there. Those are secret designs. Then I love Legos. Fabian knows this. I love Legos. So I was like, what is all my cool stuff or my favorite things in Legos? Mid-Journey with prompts can create you anything. Okay. I did all my favorite toys. I did shoes from the future. I did Toto Wolff. He's the head of Mercedes F1 team as Darth Vader because that's how I look at him. I'm a Max Verstappen fan. I wanted to know what the inside of Elon's brain looked like, and that's what it showed me. Okay. Did some art. So this right here I have a lake and pond cleaning company that cleans up the edges of lakes and ponds. But it's called duckweed, and it's the most invasive type of species. So I called it duckweed. This guy right here, this little duck, that's duckweed. I just changed the logo in Photoshop because AI does not know how to spell in an image. Let's get that straight. F1 helmet says Legos, and then other things.
Question, could you not just copy and paste that chat GPT right in there?
Not in Midjourney. You have to create it in Discord and use it using this. So you're going to go to Discord. You are going to join Midjourney.
Midjourney's in Discord?
It is. Yeah. Once you're accepted into the Midjourney app, you are either going to create an account. Whether you want to pay for it or not, that's up to you. It is very limited on how many times you can use it. If you do the paid version, create as much as your heart desires. Okay. I mean, I promise you, I have my dad creating stuff online through Midjourney. You are going to go to their general image chat. It's very easy to see. Once you log into Midjourney, you'll see it right along the left. It'll say general 1 through 20. There'll be 20 different rooms going on with 200 people plus, and everybody's creating. Okay. You are going to type in /image or imagine. IMAGINE. It is going to come up with an automatic prompt. You are then going to copy paste right after that and hit enter. It is then going to create exactly what you wanted to do. Very good. Last thing, and then we're done. And I say done. We have so much more to talk about, but it probably feels like a fire hose right now already. I knew I was going to hit you with a lot, but this is content creation. Okay. You can use Canva utilizing AI video, audio, concept art, creating in bulk, and sharing directly to all your social media platforms. Okay. I love those places that you can do multiple operations. And I think that's a perfect segue going into Chris. So any last minute questions? Yes.
Do you connect Chat GPT with Canva, or you just create it on Chat GPT and paste it?
Create, copy, paste. Create, copy, paste. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions concerning chat or creation of those type of things?
Sorry.
David.
I was going to say that last part you just said, you just took what you made in Midjourney, you put it in Canva?
So yes, you can take it to Canva. I like Canva because you can add words over top of it very easily, which makes memes and it makes shorts and it makes a lot of different types of content. It just happens to be Canva happens to be the easiest functioning software right now. Josh.
So what kind of, you created a bunch of shorts and we did it together. So like I saw how quickly you were able to put it together. Like normally that would take me or my team weeks to put together that many videos. You and I did it in the morning.
Yeah.
In an hour. What kind of results? Like, views, like,
please.
So I have a bunch of YouTube channels, and it's really hard to accumulate an audience.
It's one of the hardest platforms to grow on organically. Okay. Most places you have to spend money. I just started this channel a little while ago. I was very slow to post. I have at least 20 episodes of my podcast filmed, ready to go, that my lazy behind didn't want to edit yet. I've got them ready. I've got to take these steps. Josh has introduced me to Opus. Opus has made new shorts with captions and all types of fun stuff. If you have video footage, you can literally download them into this program and it will create all the shorts for you. It'll also give you a score of how successful they are. And little did I know that taking those shorts, let's go 2.1 thousand views on Joel's video here. 2.4 thousand. So tell me about your best play ever. We all have that story. What's that one you told everybody? I was a catcher, and we were playing interlock, and I hosed the kid out at second from my knees. So, like that was like my, like, had been on a rock, man. That's not an easy throw. That's it. And when it comes to the amount of subscribers, before I started using this AI that I showed Josh, the day that I showed Josh, I had 67 subscribers. I have 244 subscribers in a week and a half. Organically, I haven't spent $1 on these videos. It's just people want inspiration, motivation. They need something, right? Everybody's searching. Why not give them some good content and some good things? So some of these, you never know which one's going to hit. It has a lot to do. When I share them directly from Opus, they don't add music. That's the only thing I don't like. However, if you create a good enough video, you may be creating the next sound that goes viral, that everybody else is using your sound. Because if someone says something in here that's motivational or inspirational, okay,
Falling is almost like one of those L's that you take in business. You can't just always be on the rise. Like you can't just always get a whole bunch of yeses. And being afraid to fall or afraid to fail, it's almost like you're wasting your time. You should be focused on the journey itself. Focus on the people that are around you. Enjoy that process because a lot of times it's only going to happen once. You got to take control. Take it for what it's worthwhile. It's happening.
those are the type of videos I like to create. I'm now able to do that way more efficiently. That right there would take an hour of filming, an hour of editing, an hour to upload, pick the right song, change the verbiage, the text. There's programs for all of this. Yes, ma'am.
The sound, the music, do you get that from Canva as well?
No, not at all. Never share directly from CapCut or Canva with their sounds because YouTube's algorithm is going to shut it down. YouTube doesn't want to use Cap. Oh yeah. I even make my video on CapCut because it's so easy, and then I'll shorten that little part where it says CapCut at the end. It's like I took that out. Okay. I mean, give them credit some other day. Where did I?
Where do you get the music, the sound for?
From YouTube.
From YouTube.
Yeah. When you go on your phone, you can't do this from the computer. On your phone from YouTube Shorts, when you say create short, you're going to grab your video that you've created, whether it's a normal video like that, or whether you've added subtitles on CapCut, or I did mine in Final Cut. You are able to then attach a trending sound. I love inspirational, motivational videos. So when I look at the sound choices, I preview the ones that have a ton of traction and also speak to me. Like if the moment I played that, it gave you an emotion of some kind.
Yeah.
So when I attach that to my video, it just ramps it through the roof. So very good. Thank you guys very much. If you have other questions, please reach out to me. Feel free for whatever. I'll sit down and teach you any of these things one-on-one just to have you knowledgeable and knowing exactly what to do. So give it up for Chris.
So now Daniel is the kind of guy who has an idea, and we work together, and he takes an idea and he runs with it, and he tries out 10,000 different ways to do stuff. So he's created like these systems and the processes to create that much content, and it's really incredible. So yeah, we should maybe have another workshop or something like that where we round out our tables and maybe do some. We'll buy you a bottle of scotch or something like that, and you can do that with us and for us.
That's fine. I would love to pick a discipline, pick a platform, really, and find out what we can create it.
Yeah.
It would be amazing. I've written books on here already. All you name it, the possibilities are.
Yeah, and I know you won't go into religion and politics, but I will. I've seen other people take an idea and create stories and such like that, leveraging this, but then putting their spin and their work on it. And I've used it in my podcast shows where I'm talking to people about men's topics specifically. And this will allow me to turn it and put some of that content And now I'm taking that content from my interviews. I use Zoom. It transcribes it. It highlights it. It creates the show notes, and I'm compiling books from the conversations that I'm having with these men and these people who serve men. So like, I think that this is really cool, and it allows us as the creators of something to multiply, right? Because in the past it'd be like, well, I need a team of this many people to create what you just saw him do in minutes, right? So, man, it's really cool. I appreciate you doing that. Really, one more round of applause for Daniel. That's incredible. How's it going, everyone? So mine is very narrowly focused, and it is very much kind of like a course. So I'm actually going to be showing you how to implement something. If you do have your laptop, you can follow along. It might be a little challenging without this document, so I plan on putting this document out on OTEC's website for anybody that wants to do this later on. You can have video. I'm recording a second little video and all that stuff for it as well. But if you do want to try to follow along, this document is what I'm going to be doing all this on. So to start off with a show of hands, who wants more organic people to find their website naturally without you having to pay for that traffic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's one way? Who knows one way that you can do that?
Be more searchable.
Yep, be more searchable. So there's a thing called content marketing. So it's not something that you're actually paying for. You're going to be creating a bunch of content, trying to put it out there, and use it as SEO sort of content. So search engine optimization. One of the best ones to do that with is blog posts. Who's written a blog post before? How long does that normally take you?
Too long.
Yeah, blog posts. Right. So one of the ways that I'm trying to grow my startup, it's a software company, is through blog posts. I don't want to pay for marketing, so I'm creating a lot of blog posts, a lot of what I call SEO pages. It's just content that is on my website that people can search for in Google and hopefully find my website. I wanted to build something that was going to be super fast at doing this entire thing and very automated. So I'm using a couple different tools that you can see up there at the top that will actually do the entire blog post for me. All I got to do is find a website or an article. I typically look for real estate investment news articles, and then I put my thoughts together, and then it creates an entire blog post for me. So we're going to go through this whole thing. So the accounts that you will need is ChatGPT, and this is not the ChatGPT that Daniel showed you. It is the same company, but this is actually the API that we're going to be using. And so you can find that at this first link within the on this document, so platform.open.ai.com. And we're using an API, so the cost is actually like a variable cost depending on how often you use it, how many API calls you're making. That's going to change the price. Right now, I'm creating one of these blog posts for about 5 cents to that API call. So you can set that up through here. The second thing that we're going to need is Zapier. And if you are starting today with Zapier, their free trial is 2 weeks long. You can set this all up on there. What you specifically need is a multi-step app, and that is going to allow you to actually do this workflow. To do that after the free trial, it's going to be $20 a month billed annually, or I think $30 a month billed monthly. I think.
Just for the benefit of those that may not know, can you explain real quick what Zapier is?
Yeah, so Zapier is kind of what people think AI is, it's an automation tool. So
it's an if this, then that script that you can read.
If anybody is interested in what AI is, I can talk to you about that, but it is ChatGPT is not an AI.
No.
Zapier is not an AI. People don't know what to call these tools, so they call them AI. None of them are AI. What people think of as AI is a general artificial intelligence, AGI. What we have right now is not that. We have a programmatic reasoning service. So it is just something that is going out there and trying to figure out what is the next most reasonable word to come in a sequence of words, or in the case of generating a picture, it's trying to figure out what is the next most reasonable pixel to put into that image. And a picture is nothing more than a bunch of pixels in a grid pattern. Right? So it's just trying to figure out what pixel to put in each little thing. So it's just a reasoning device. That's what we have right now. So Zapier is kind of just another
older, but it's automation platform. And then the third thing that we're going to need is Google Drive. So because it's not my computer, I don't think I have any plugins. Tyler, do you think? I didn't think about this. Can I download a plugin on here? I didn't think about that.
You should be able to.
I already have it here. So
I'm gonna go for it.
So to do this, you do need a Google plugin. So you're going to do all this through Google. So if you're an Apple fan or something like that, sorry.
That's cool.
Yeah, you're not going to want to do this. So
One more time. There you go.
So Chris, this will allow the end product of what you're showing us is automatic generation of content.
Yeah.
And this is the process of how to do it.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you how it kind of works beforehand. Give me some sort of news article that is kind of relevant. Israel was attacked, right? No? We talked about that one? What's something else that's interesting in the news that we can't talk about?
What is the current interest rates in commercial?
Okay. Okay, so you got blog or an article, not from CNN. It's gonna let me see it without charging a bunch of money. Okay, so when you're on here, basically what I do is I just go and I look for articles that I like, I find interesting, and then as soon as I have one, where's my mouse go? Here, we'll open this little side panel here, and this is my blog article. So you can type in some random little thoughts. Here are my thoughts on this. I cannot see what I'm typing, so and I don't know how to spell normal, so this is even harder.
Here 8 my thoughts.
There we go. Yeah, close enough. Oh, don't tell me.
No, you're good.
Okay, yeah. And then right now, this is really hard to do. I need like a third on.
Mic down.
Yeah. Right now, how I had this set up is I copy and paste this title.
Now you're copying track.
Okay, so we copy and paste the title, put it in there, and then we copy and paste all of the text. And we're gonna put that in the last one. I'm working on one that is going to allow me to do this and actually parse all of this information. But that's what we do. This allows me to do things other than articles. I can do this on YouTube videos, use the descriptions. I can do this on anything. If you need to actually copy and paste.
There you go. Navigate away. So Zapier's been around for a while. As you log in, there's already a whole bunch of stuff in there that already exists. So I think you'll pretty quickly understand. When it first launched, probably 08, 09, it was the first place that you could take a post on Facebook and it would automatically push that to YouTube, Twitter, push it to somewhere else. Okay? It was the most basic. If I do this, then you do this, this, and this. If I do this, you do this, this, and this. And you could save them. It took forever to build. The automations were terrible. But after 10 years, they've got tons and tons of things that other users have put in that now make the system work, right? So this is a great system. Thank you for recommending it to everybody, Chris.
So as soon as you hit sit on this, it's going to trigger out this Zapier zap on the back within my account, and it's going to create a new blog post in my Google Drive folder. It should have triggered a zap that created a new blog post in that folder. I do not know why I did not do that. Figure that out later. So anyways, there would be a whole brand new blog post right there. Here's a couple that I did before. So basically puts in all the raw data that I put in there because I want you to see that. And then down towards the bottom, it creates a fully formatted blog post with my thoughts included on the article. And a link to the source for this information. So all I do is copy and paste this right into my blog post server and it just goes up and does its own thing. So really easy and quick for
how do we actually do this now? So this is where it kind of becomes a little bit of a course on actually how to build one of these things. So the first step is actually going over to OpenAI and creating your account. So I'm gonna close us up all these other things here that we don't need now. So this is what the website's gonna look like. You're gonna log in or sign up. Manifest. Actually go through and see it. And then once you're on here, you're going to go to check the nice little steps. So we're going to go to billing first so that we can add credits to our billing account. So this kind of acts like a charge card. So all you got to do is you just add it in a method, and then it's going to add in a card or whatever you want to do. You can just add so many credits to your account. It's really cheap to put one of these in here. We're going to talk about modals here in just a minute. And depending on which modal you use, I'm using the best modal, has the most logic, has the most complete data source, which is ChatGPT-4 essentially. And so that using that modal to create that blog post cost me about 5 cents. And then once you're done with that, you're going to go over to API keys. You can see anything over here. You're going to come over here and you're going to create a new secret key, title it whatever you want. So you call it your blog post. And as soon as you do that, it's going to generate out a secret key. This key, normally you're not using this. I'm going to delete this secret key as soon as this is over, so no one's going to be able to come in and use my API key and use the funds that I've put into my account. But essentially you want to keep this. Once you hit done here, you will not be able to see the secret key again to copy it. So while you're working with it, it's best to copy it and save it in some sort of text field or something like that somewhere. Another document or a notepad document or something like that until you're done with it, you know it works. Hit done. I'm going to go that real fast.
So Chris, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So you've gone to a website, you did a basic Google search.
Yeah.
Interest rates in general. You know, you went through, copied the headline, copied some of the things, typed in your question or your input to that.
Yeah.
You click a button and all these steps happen, and you're showing us how to do these steps.
Yeah.
These steps happen. What does the end product look like? Like go to your website where we can see a blog post that you created, leveraging someone else's, all their hard work. It shows like what we could see on the end product.
So this is that blog post. All I did was copy and paste it straight into here. I took their largest font in that Google document, put it here, and then everything else I just pasted and did nothing else.
So how much of that was original content from the contributor, the person? Like I spent 2 months to come up with all this information.
Yeah.
How much of it is mine and how much of it is your commentary?
So I try not to use other people's blog posts. So I like news articles. So I try to actually quote the news article. So we'll see within this Zapier app here what the actual prompt is. But essentially ChatGPT is condensing that news article and kind of refining it and putting its own little spin on it because it is going to take that information and re-put it back out. And then it's incorporating my thoughts into it. So whatever I have in those thoughts, I have a much bigger thing. And I can actually see why that didn't work here.
I think it did wind up coming up afterwards. It just took a second because it generated another one out.
This isn't a meeting. You're actually telling multiple systems and processes across the internet to do work for you, which can take a little bit of time. So, yeah, I guess it's paid through. We'll take a look at that one later on. But I have an actual full version of I found a news article that I wanted to create a blog post off of, and I put my thoughts together on it. So we'll take a look at that full idea here in a second. But let me double check that we're not skipping any steps here. So once you've added the payment method and selected your amount, you're going to go to your API keys. You can create a new secret key, give it a nickname, copy your secret key for later. Next, we need your Google Drive. So then all this, you're going to keep all of these blog posts and a spreadsheet that puts all these blog posts on the spreadsheet in one single Google Drive. So if no one has a Google already set up, go create a Google account. this is what my Google Drive account looks like. I created a single folder right on the top, labeled it Zap Blog Posts. And then within there, every single blog post that gets created is going to be created in your Google document within here. And it's also going to update this Google spreadsheet with the site link that I originally got it from, the site title, which was that actual title of the article, and then the link to that Google document. So that way, later on down the line, I can say, have I published this one or not?
Yeah. So click on that link, the one that you just created with us.
Yeah, this is what I just created here just a second.
Let's take a look at that. Something that you just did.
So I changed it a little bit. I took out the part where I was keeping all of the information, all the raw data, the original site title and the original article, and I just put it to just the blog post. And then I have the link to the source to both bottoms. So this is the one that we just did here. So my thoughts. It generated this entire paragraph off of that tiny little thing here, my thoughts, that was misspelled and had a number in it. Highlighting these revelations, my perspective aligns with the concerns of several American families and businesses. They want certainty around the interest rate draws. I didn't say any of that stuff, but that's what it takes out. My thoughts are in it.
Can I say something about that part?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, well, those aren't my thoughts, that's its thoughts. Do you believe what that says?
I didn't read the article, so I have no idea. But
so if you don't believe what my thought says, throw it back in the chat and ask it to give you another, or throw the article.
You can't do that. This actually doesn't interact with that interface that Daniel showed you at all before. So we'll see that in the next steps here. So you can go to them. You don't need a ChatGPT Pro account to utilize this. This is a separate billing and a separate thing than what Daniel showed.
So Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, Chris, you using a blog site or are you putting this right onto your website?
I put this within my own website's blog RSS.
So you have to set up all the HTML stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have about 30 minutes before we go get drinks for whoever would like to.
We're mostly done.
Yeah. So Chris, before going through the steps of it, because I love the way your tactical brain works, I'm like, here's how to do that. Why don't you cast a vision for how we can leverage that for our individual like businesses or like how do you plan on using this to beat Google SEO and then create a bunch of content? Like what are your
so every single blog post that's on my website increases my SEO. So when people are going online, they're asking what are the top cities to invest in real estate, whatever it is. There's a chance that this article that's linked on my software's website is going to show up as my blog post, my content. I'm talking about a news article. It increases my domain authority ranking, increases content, increases SEO keywords, all sorts of stuff, things that you need on your website if you want to be found online naturally. So I can pay for eyeballs.
So can we take that article, copy and paste it in ChatGPT, but say, reword this into a 4-paragraph blog, and then it would kind of reword it for us too?
You can absolutely do that. This just automates that process. So it just makes it a little bit easier, keeps it a little bit more time efficient. I don't have to have multiple windows open. So in the end thing, all you need is your one single, close all the news articles. And once it's all up and ready, you just have that one news article on your site open. You pull open that little site thing from the Google plugin, type in your thoughts. Version 2, you won't be inputting any of this text. I can now basically parse all the data on there and get the extract text.
So do you have the Zapier thing then set up to put it everywhere or to your website? And
so right now this creates the Google document. My next step after parsing the data into this and not copying and pasting the text of the document, I want to get it to where it automatically publishes those blog posts to my website and creates LinkedIn ads based off of that blog post for me. So all I do is I go find an article, put my thoughts, and then the next day there'll be a blog post. The next day after that there'll be LinkedIn posts automatically created that talk about that blog post that I created.
to take what Paul was saying real quick a step further, because there are already AI detectors and plagiarism detectors in place.
Yeah.
And there's a website called Quillbot. Quill, like a porcupine quill, I think that's what they call that. Quillbot. If you were to take his text and his program rewrites it like that, right? It's different, but it's AI. So if you were to throw it in Quillbot, it will give it a score of probably 595. 5% human, 95% AI. Quillbot will rewrite it and make it 95% human and 5% AI, meaning that it's completely undetectable, and you would have it in your site with clean SEO, being rewritten in a way that you can't get in trouble for any type of plagiarism or copying of anything. I love the fact that you
Don't
took
tell your
this step
students
further
this.
with the source, because not everybody is that honest.
Yeah, I don't want to use other people's blog posts, and I want to make certain that I include the original news article source. That way, people can see, like, yeah, it's quickly created. It's not. There's a couple different types of SEO content that you can have. There's like deep and then there's fast. This is fast. It's not great content, but I can put out a lot of it really quickly, which will give me a boost. So it's one SEO content strategy.
Yeah, Daniel, I think Daniel may have answered my question. What I was concerned about was that if you write a paper, let's say for a class or something like that, there's software that will detect whether this was truly created by you or
I don't live in school, so I don't know.
but what I don't want to see happen is that
If you believe in learning,
you put all your time and work into this thing and you get penalized because they're looking at your stuff as being plagiarized. So I have to look into Quillbot.
Quillbot is what the students are using, so you can get around that.
So now I can do all my graduate papers with Quillbot.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you wanted to sound like you, so I would suggest training your AI to know who you are.
So, for anybody who would like these instructions, will you be providing these for, because not everybody brought their computer, will you be able to provide that for anybody who would like that full out process?
Yeah.
Be able to provide that?
Yeah, I'm gonna provide it to everyone, and then I'll just go through a quick little highlight on this here, but basically just go into Chrome extension, and then once you go into get into Zapier, just that is actually publishable, so I can give it to everyone in addition to it. It's pretty easy. Once you've opened up that Chrome plugin, you can do it from anywhere. You don't have to do it from within Zapier's website or whatever. You click create Zapier, and it's going to open up Zapier for you on here. Close out of it. And it's going to create a brand new Zap for you with this being the trigger, which is that push button. Find the trigger. You're going to add in these additional dots. So all those text boxes that I had within the thing, these are all those, they'd be like that API key, is what they'd be. So my thoughts, the article title, the article content. This here is the ChatGPT portion. If you're going to do something, you're going to search for ChatGPT, and there's a couple different versions, so you want to make certain that you have this green icon. It has to be spelled out GPT together, or else you'll get a from there, this is where you're actually putting in that account, that API key. That's where all this is done with. So once you add this in, you're going to set up your account. The action that I'm using is a conversation. So this event type is conversation. There's a bunch of different stuff that you can do in here. But to create something or have a talk about something, you want to have a conversation. It's going to allow all these actions to happen. This is where we get into something called prompt engineering, which is an entire career field now, which is basically how do we have systems and tools talk to AI. Prompt engineers come in and they do something more akin to art than science, and create this entire prompt of how we're going to get ChatGPT to give us that blog article. So for mine, I say create a blog post around this news article, make sure it's a link to the source, which is located at this web address, and then we can put in data fields from other steps within this. Create a great title that will encourage clicks, but be relevant, create a blog that is roughly 750 words or less. This amount is important because right now, this API integration has a limitation of so many tokens. Tokens are used to create words, roughly about 750 words. So if you try to have it write 1,500 word blog post, you're going to get half of a blog post. Here are my thoughts. I include my thoughts. Here's the title of the news article, put that in, and here's the content of the article. From there, it's going to test. This is where you select your model. This all costs you a different amount of money to generate a GPT-4 is the best, but you can use this also to create images through DALL-E, DaVinci, and a bunch of other stuff, all within Ziggo. And then there's a couple other things that you need to know. That this is system instructions. So this is actually how you're training your bot for this sort of prompt. So for this assistant instructions, I told it that you're an expert blog writer. You focus on maximizing SEO for my website. Your goal with this blog is to highlight the relevant news articles and create a blog post about it to drive organic traffic to the website. Format the blog with extra spaces between headers, subheaders, and paragraphs. Also include appropriate H1, 2, 3 tags, etc. As you deem appropriate. This blog post will be used to create a blog post on Wix.com, so format appropriately for the best SEO results. When you reference the original article, make certain it is a summary of it. It should not be a straight copy and paste. An entire section of the entire article. I want most of the blog to be unique content. So you can play around with these different types of prompts and these different instructions so that you can get the bot to do different things based off of your needs. This is all prompt engineering. It's an entire study of AI right now. It's pretty interesting. This is those max tokens I was talking about. Thousands kind of folks that you put in right now and have it actually still work. But from there, it's pretty easy, and a lot of articles can show you how to set the rest of this. We're just taking the text that this step generates. It'll be saved in here, and we're going to create a document. This here should be here. I did that accidentally. We're going to create a new Google document, and in the action, this reply is what this step created. So we just save this right into the document, and then we add in that tab URL, and then we just go to the spreadsheet, and we're setting all that within that spreadsheet to fill all that information automatically. And that's how you set up this app. And then it's pretty simple. Then you just copy and paste to your blog post.
So this is how you got it to go all straight to your website, to the spreadsheet, and everything was just as quick.
Yeah. So then after I'm done, basically what I would do is I would come over here and find the next blog post. So this is the one that you just created. This is the next one that I created actually for my website. So I'll publish this one on Friday. I'd open this up and I would just scroll down to the actual blog post. I would open up my Wix website, open up a new blog post, copy and paste this right into the title, copy and paste the rest of this right into the body of the blog post, and then hit publish.
Cool. So really you only need to set that up once in Zapier.
Yeah, and then whatever you're on, I found a YouTube video that I want to try. I have another spreadsheet that I like keep track of all my ideas for blog posts and stuff like that. And there's a YouTube post that I want to.
Can you export that as a template and just give it to us so we don't have to?
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to figure out how to package everything to make it easy for you guys.
Do it.
And then,
Yeah, I mean, most of us don't have to understand how this all works. This is easy for you.
Yeah.
But I think if you're not deep in it, you're like, oh, okay, what? Can we make this work, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, thank you.
So, man, we've learned how to just take pictures and, create AI characters out of it on the fly. We've learned how to use AI within our conversations, to how to capture it, how to help us improve. We've learned how to create stuff using ChatGPT from pictures to posts to scripts to content for your website, for copy. We've learned how to take something that someone else has done, right? For people who might not, they want to be creative or they know they need website stuff. You can go to someone else's website and someone who's done a lot of work, and you can curate it and kind of add your commentary, or add ChatGPT's commentary, or add your flavor of that commentary, and immediately have blog posts. You could do that at scale, and you could do thousands of articles leveraging these kind of things. And Chris has been running OTech, and he dives deep into the weeds on how to do these kind of things. So just imagine what we can do for content creators and for our own specific businesses, leveraging these kind of technologies, right? So what I want to do is I want to hear from you guys, right? So what is one idea that you heard today that you want to implement into your own creative brain or content part of your business? What about you?
I like the idea that Daniel uses for YouTube videos, because now I have a YouTube channel that's strictly for exercise and health. And editing takes yeah. And then I'm also trying to do shorts as well. But I like the idea that you use with the shorts and how to do it through Canva, which I've used Canva before, but I didn't know Canva allows you to do that.
Yeah.
It was like 11:45 at night. I just finished all my other work and I sat down, ate my veg for like the last 30 minutes, and I'm just looking through YouTube, and my algorithm on YouTube is that kind of stuff. So I'm watching it and it says, learn how to make 1,000 videos in 5 clicks. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to do that. And that's it. So it's easier than it, I know it sounds daunting. I know it sounds like the fire hose. It's easy once you start doing it. I had watched it one time, did it one time, and then did it live in front of him without watching the videos. So I'm telling you, with my short term, if I can do it, you can do it.
All right, what's your question?
So it's not a fire hose. We're standing under Niagara Falls. And we've had this conversation, and there's a lot in there that I've played.
That's why I found it.
That's why?
You said, I don't want to be in front of the camera.
No, I don't want to be in front of the
I'm running
camera.
a nationwide company. I don't want to be in front of the camera. How did we solve that? Well, that's what I do.
So we come into it. And then what Chris is doing is just going, okay, so because we have to do, we need the video just to grab attention, and we've got to go to content. So I spend most of my day in front of the computer going through news articles, content, and it's got to be backed out. It's got to be rewritten, especially if it's coming from a more biased news source. So it's a good article, but it's so biased that I've got to take it out. And now I'm looking at this going,
rewrite this unbiased.
Yeah.
Done.
That's
a lot of mine is like, I have to tell it, after I read the article, I tell it my thoughts, whether I think it's biased or not, my opinion on the entire situation. So some stuff was going to show you like this big, and that was going to be my thoughts in it. About the new ban that Florida put out on Chinese government from procuring any more real estate investment
for the land, yeah.
Here in the state of Florida.
So you spend all your day reading through articles, and then you have to provide some type of commentary, whatever. Using his system, you might be able to do that times 100. What other ideas, what other things prompted you today? What other thoughts can you use?
So big parts of my company are very technical, and the whole point of my business is to make it less stressful for business owners and very accessible, so that they know that they have that resource. So using some of these in order to make it really accessible and just boil it down to the parts they need to know and understand step by step, instead of all the stuff that I have to know, would be very, very helpful, because that's been kind of a block for me putting out some content, is like, how do I provide content that people can access where I'm talking about your finances and your EBITDA and all that other jazz that people don't want to know?
For sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
I have a question. I'm wondering if you guys, are any of you using Bard as well, as opposed to the Chat GPT?
I've heard of it, but I haven't.
I used it when it first came out. I didn't like it. It was less accurate with its information, even though it had it. And I was already paying for ChatGPT Plus when it came out. So I already had access to the internet.
I thought that was supposed to be like the newer thing, incorporating the newer
I've used it for rewording. I've never used it for moderating.
There's literally hundreds of tools that are similar to ChatGPT and Bard. A lot of them are kind of crap, or they're just built off of ChatGPT.
Let me ask this question, because I think this comes up a lot. what kind of concerns do you have with this? What kind of anxieties do you have with this? Because we talked about what you could do, right? You saw this. What kind of concerns might you have?
Oh, my understanding from when I speak to people, people are intimidated by the word intelligence, especially when you say it artificial. Okay? Intelligence has nothing to do with creativity, imagination are the words that you have to use. It's about imagination, not intelligence.
To me, it seems like soon it doesn't make sense for people to sit down and actually take that work and write an article like that, because everybody else is just going to take it and then revamp it through AI. And then the person who actually takes the time and writes these things,
Potentially buried.
right? They don't make money from this anymore. And then what follows is that basically AI is now writing articles for us. So there's no more real people actually putting this information to us. And but
I actually think it's going to have the opposite effect.
Really?
Many people would choose that answer. I feel that the authenticity of a real human, the value is going to go through the roof because of the scarcity. Many people will utilize these type of tools, and it will be chat generated content. So your authentic human, fully human content, especially if you're a great writer. A great writer can't be duplicated on chat and it sound like that writer every nook and cranny. If you take who's your favorite author?
Dan Paul.
Dan McCarthy.
Okay, so imagine those authors. They have a certain cadence. They have a certain rhythm. They have certain words that they like to use. Now AI is very smart. It can get close, but it's never going to be them. So I would actually pay more to know that they wrote it. So I feel like it's going to actually increase value.
Yeah, authenticity, I think, will be a lot more valuable in the future. What kind of questions or concerns or thoughts do you have on this?
So I'm glad to hear what you said, because I am a writer. That's what I do. My degree's in professional writing. I was creating content for corporations and nonprofits long before it was called content. And part of what I do for more technical companies would be to take very technical information, pare it down, reorganize it, and put it back out for promotions and things. So a lot of what AI is capable of doing now, that was, as part of my job. Now I also edit books, but in the writing portion of my job, I've been very concerned about this. I've been trying to learn everything I can about it, because that was part of my concern. It's like, am I going to be phased out as a writer? So
interesting.
I think that you're going to actually utilize the tools that are coming, but there still has to be the human in the business.
Right.
There's still hands and feet and mouth and all that things. We know when we're talking to a robot right now.
Right.
Or do we?
ChatGPT cannot create that original news article that I find.
Yeah.
So it's not going out there and learning what news is happening out in the world and then creating an article on its own. A reporter is actually going out and researching what's happening.
Hold on a second.
2021.
Yep. Things that happen in the real world are not, someone has to input that data somewhere for an AI to get.
Right.
So it can't, an AI right now does not have the ability to understand what is happening in the physical world and create a data source, whether that's a table, an article, a news post, whatever. So someone has to put that information out on the web
Take that
first.
deep data and it can reword it and
No,
create it.
it's not reword.
Hold on a second.
It's
Yeah.
the
Because
best
we have
research assistant you can find right now.
right. And
It has the ability to scan every piece of content on the internet in seconds, based on the keywords that you give it, and then compile the best responses. That's not original content, okay? That's not original book. It won't just go search on its own, okay? Dogs don't go fetch without a target. So,
Dr. Phil, thoughts? questions? We've got about 10 minutes left. I do want to give everybody an opportunity to, if they have questions or something, and then engage afterwards with some of the speakers. And then if you want any of your photos, you can come over and chat with me, and I'll text you your photos. Dr. Phil.
An observation, and I don't have any sense at this point as to how real it is. We're still getting a lot of meetings and discussions about it, but some of the business continuity organizations I belong to, which are international, are expressing a concern on AI or with AI from a business continuity or business security standpoint, that because it's spread out over so many servers and you don't know who's accessing all of those, what they're advising, particularly large companies like stock market traded companies, Fortune 100s, don't use AI with the real company name or the real product name. Have it write your marketing blurb using Acme company and the widget, and then when you're ready to put that out, change at that point.
Yeah, find and replace kind of thing.
General.
All right.
I think my concern would be that people can use it for marketing who don't have any idea what they're talking about, and make themselves seem like they're an expert in a field, which can be really misleading, and they can put out misinformation because it added facts that they didn't know were not factual. So like in FDIC compliance and all that stuff, then you could be putting yourself in a really bad situation because you're putting yourself in the hands of somebody who sounded really learned in that field, who never took any time to actually educate themselves. They just use tools.
Authenticity.
Conversation with the person.
Yes.
That's why I say there's always.
Which is
gonna
why
be
I keep telling people don't sign up for stuff online.
No, that's a whole life lesson.
Yeah. So now let's do this. We have a few minutes left. Which image would you create? Like if you could create any image, we had the idea of, and I want you to send that out to everybody. Yoda on a.
Oh yeah. As soon as I get home.
Yoda on a surfboard or boogie board surfing lava, right? But if you could create any image, right? Let's end on this positive note of like, what would you create if you could create anything? If you could visualize it like you would want to see it. One person, what would you want to see created if you could imagine anything?
PG-13.
Yes, that's a good call.
What's that?
PG-13.
Oh yeah, please. Well, yeah, Dr. Phil.
It's going to be different for each of us. It'll depend on how you kind of view yourself. So in a heuristic way, I'd say I would kind of envision myself as the guru sitting on the top of the mountain.
Cool. Nice. Tyler, did you have something?
No.
Okay, got it. All right. Yeah. All right, one more thing in the back. Here we go.
An Egyptian princess.
What would an Egyptian princess look like? Sit in a room here with us, in modern day, right? So that something like that would be really beautiful, really cool. What's that?
Show us the real first human.
What did Adam look like? What's that? Okay. So let's do this. Thank you all for coming for the Entrepreneur in Residence Academy. So glad you guys are here. Make sure you connect with us after. If anybody wants. Oh, here's the act. Could we put it up on the thing?
I'm doing it live from my phone just because it was faster. But
we have, wait, click on it.
Yeah.
We have Yoda on the thing. So thank you guys for coming. We'll turn this off. This will be available via recording if you guys want to go back and look through some of the details if you didn't have your laptop. Love you guys. Thanks for coming.